What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB The Show 18 video, and today we're going to be talking about the roster updates for July 27th, and without further ado, let's just jump into it. As you guys can see, the first player that we're going to talk about today is Mr. Alex Bregman of the Houston Astros, and we have two Astros to talk about, but of course, the first one, Bregman. He was just in the home run derby. He won the 2018 MVP for the All-Star game. This guy is having an absolutely amazing season, and he's only 24 years old, so he's going to get even better. On the year, he has 69 runs, 110 hits, 21 home runs, 68 RBIs, 8 stolen bases to go along with a 284 average and a .925 OPS, which is actually really good. Versus left-handed pitchers this year, he has 8 home runs, 21 RBIs, and a 307 batting average with a 1.035 OPS. That's out of this world. I think with that in mind, the 85 contact is pretty solid with the 307 batting average, but the power versus lefties definitely needs to go up. And one more thing to mention as well is he has 13 home runs against right-handed pitchers, so that 56 power versus righties, I think 100% that needs to go up. So if you increase his right-handed power stats, if you increase his left-handed power stats, I think that Alex Bregman has a really good chance of going diamond this week. He's at an 84 level rating right now. He is literally only 1 point away from being a diamond, so I think he's going to be like JD Martinez, where he's at the 83, 84, then makes the jump to the diamond. In my opinion, Alex Bregman goes diamond this week. At the number 2 spot, we're talking about Alex Bregman's teammate, Gerrit Cole. So on the year, he has a 10-2 record with a 2.5 ERA. He's holding his opponents to a .182 average and a .98 whip, which is amazing. With 186 strikeouts, I think that his K/9 could go up just a little bit as well, maybe an 84, 85. And I think that alone will carry Gerrit Cole from a gold to a diamond player. So for right now, I'm not saying 2 for 2. I think Bregman has a better chance, but they're both at 84s. And considering the fact that Gerrit Cole, he had a couple rough starts, but he's come back the last 3 starts. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in about a month now, so I think Gerrit Cole is starting to shape up as he was when he first started out the season. So what do you guys think? Do you think Gerrit Cole is going diamond this week? Let me know in the comment section down below. Before we talk about Javier Baez, one thing I forgot to mention is we're not going to be talking about any silver or even bronze players this week, because although they're having really great seasons, there was more gold to diamond predictions that I could give out this week than there was silver to gold or bronze to silver. So we're going to just stick with the gold to diamond predictions this week. So without further ado, let's jump into Javier Baez and his case to go diamond this week. Javier Baez is having an absolutely amazing season with 63 runs, 108 hits, 19 home runs, 74 RBIs, 19 stolen bases, and a 293 batting average. Oh my goodness, this guy is having an amazing season. If we take a look at his stats, he has 5 home runs and a 554 slugging against lefties. He also has a 293 batting average. Versus righties, he has 14 home runs, 55 RBIs, a 293 average as well, and a 551 slugging. So across the board, Javier Baez should get an upgrade. I'm talking contact versus both righties and lefties. I think the power versus both lefties and righties should increase. The only thing is he does have 14 walks on the season compared to almost 100 strikeouts, so his vision is not going anywhere soon. One thing I want to mention is he has 19 stolen bases, so maybe that speed deserves an increase as well as the stealing and base running aggressiveness, because he does like to steal a few bags. But I think the thing that we need to hold on to most in terms of Javier Baez is the 14 home runs and the 551 slugging against right-handed pitchers. I really think with those stats, Javier Baez is going to get a boost to the contact and power versus righties. Maybe he goes up to an 82, 83 and making his way a little bit closer to a diamond level player. Starling Marte is playing out of his mind right now. On the year, he has 57 runs, 101 hits, 16 home runs. We're talking about Starling Marte, and the fact that he has 16 home runs already, that's crazy. To go along with 54 RBIs and 25 stolen bases and a 292 average, you can't ask for much more from an outfielder. The thing that has always held Marte back from being a diamond player in MLB The Show is his power. And if we take a look at his stats this year against right-handed pitchers, he has 12 home runs, a 318 batting average, and a 524 slugging against righties. So I think the contact 88, that's probably where it needs to be, but the power versus righties definitely needs an increase. The only thing that I would say Marte is not doing well is he has 4 home runs and a 203 batting average against lefties, so that 61 contact versus lefties, I think that's justified along with the 35 power. But again, the 12 home runs versus righties and a 524 slugging with an 883 OPS, you got to give an increase to that right-handed side. I don't think he goes diamond this week, but I think with those stats and everything that we've talked about today, along with the fact that I think he has 8 outfield assists, so his fielding and arm strength is still amazing. He's got 25 stolen bases. The speed and stealing is going to be pretty much unmatched. I think that this guy is really close to being a diamond level player, but he has to get those stats against left-handed pitchers up, and if he does that, easy diamond. I lied to you guys. I'm actually going to talk about a silver player today, and that's because Corey Dickerson, he's playing out of his mind as well. Everyone that we're talking about in this video is playing bonkers right now. So on the year, he has a 318 batting average with 11 home runs, 44 RBIs, 110 hits already. That's crazy. 6 stolen bases, and the biggest thing about Corey Dickerson in the game is not his hitting stats, because he doesn't have any home runs against lefties, so the power versus lefties is definitely going to stay there. He does have 11 home runs versus right-handed pitchers, so I think that his power versus righties definitely needs to increase. But the biggest bugaboo for Corey Dickerson in his career has been his defense and arm, but on the year, he already has 7 outfield assists and no errors. So if you take that into account, he's at a 77 right now. If you boost those power versus righties, and if you give him more fielding and arm strength, I think you could see Corey Dickerson go gold this week. You can tell that a lot of people watch Kooks46 and his update videos because Christian Yelich is going for about 4K right now. But on the season, again, just like everyone else, he's killing it right now. He has 104 hits to go along with 63 runs, 13 home runs, so not the biggest power threat in the world, 52 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, and a 308 batting average. So really, he does everything amazing. His average velocity is 93.1 miles an hour, which is actually pretty solid. He's increasing as the years progress. Versus lefties, he has a 337 batting average and 95 at bats. So the lefties, so the contact versus lefty stats definitely needs to increase. Versus righties, he has a 296 batting average, so I think that's going to stay put, but he does have 10 home runs, so I think that he's going to get an increase to the contact versus lefties, power versus righties, and I think that he makes his way to possibly an 83 over maybe 84. I'm not really sure. What do you guys think? Is Christian Yelich going diamond this week? He's on the fence, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Maybe the next 2 weeks he might get it. Staying with the Brewers, Lorenzo Cain is an interesting case to go diamond this week. So on the year, he has a 368 batting average against lefties, so the 88 is perfect. Against righties, he has a 279, so maybe that 76, it's not going to go anywhere because 279 is pretty run-of-the-mill. The only thing that I want to mention is he does have a 588 slugging against lefties, so I think the 64 power versus lefties definitely deserves an increase as well. And also, he is leading the entire league in outfield assists, so that 54 arm strength, maybe he put on some weight. He's 31 years old, so maybe that was something that he kind of asked himself, what am I not really good at? And I think his arm strength was always his biggest flaw, so he has 10 outfield assists already. Maybe he gets an increase to that arm strength, and I think that's what really holds a lot of people back from using Lorenzo Cain is that noodle arm, just like Charlie Blackmon doesn't really have the best arm, but 10 outfield assists, you cannot argue with that. Give him a boost, man. We have Shelfie's favorite player. This is Mr. Aaron Nola. On the year, he is 12-3. That's incredible with the 2.42 ERA. He has 136 strikeouts and 134 innings, so he has more strikeouts than innings, which is pretty good, so his K per 9 might deserve an increase. He's holding opponents to a .202 batting average and a .99 whip, so really all that translates into he's going to have an increase to a hits per 9. How many home runs has he given up? He's given up 7 home runs only. Wow, his home runs per 9 does need to go up, and I think 2 of those home runs came yesterday against the Dodgers. Yasmani Grandal had a field day against Nola, but I believe in my heart Aaron Nola at an 83 overall with that 2.42 ERA, and he's only getting up 7 home runs, and he's holding opponents to a .99 whip. I think the walks per 9 is going to go up. I think the hits per 9 is going to go up, as well as the home runs per 9. I think Aaron Nola goes diamond this week. You guys might call me crazy for this one, but I think Trevor Story is going to go up at least 2 points this week because his inside edge right now is at +11 against righties, and we're going to go into his stats, but he is actually killing it against righties this year. On the season, he has 110 hits, 20 home runs, 68 RBIs, 13 stolen bases, and a 290 batting average with a 900 OPS. Man, this guy does everything right. And at 25 years old, he's only going to get better, as we can see by his stats against righties. So that's one thing that he can never really do in the game itself, is hit against right-handed pitchers. And if we can see 54 contact and 70 power versus righties, it was justified. But this year versus righties, he has 12 home runs and a 281 batting average. I think 281 at least deserves a 60 to 65 contact versus righties. And then those 12 home runs and a 516 slugging, I think the power is about to go up versus righties. Against lefties, this guy is absolutely filthy with a 309 average and a 610 slugging. So with those in mind, the fact that he also has a good amount of stolen bases, only been caught twice, I think this guy is an all-around amazing card, probably the best leadoff hitter in the game in my opinion. Coming up next, we have someone that is no stranger to being a diamond card. We have 83 overall Zack Greinke. On the year, he's 11-5 with 3.05 ERA, so definitely the highest that we've mentioned this year. And 129.2 innings pitched, he has 137 strikeouts. He's holding his opponents to a 232 batting average and a 1.06 whip. So I think it's going to be tough for Zack Greinke to go diamond, but he did have a 13 strikeout, 8 inning game, so that's going to help his case a little bit more. I think his K per 9 is going to go up because, I mean, he's better than Aaron Nola, and Aaron Nola actually has a better K per 9 than Zack Greinke, but velocity is not going to be there like it used to. I think his break is still elite, but the K per 9 I think has a chance of going up, and with that alone, I think you have a chance of seeing Zack Greinke go diamond. Maybe not this week, but in next week's roster update if he can keep it up. And last but not least, guys, we have a potential MVP candidate. And one thing to keep in mind as well, guys, is I know there's players that I haven't talked about, but this was kind of the goal to diamond episode because we haven't had a roster update in quite some time. But our man, Eugenio Suarez, is having an amazing 2018 season. On the year, he has 97 hits, so not a huge amount of hits, but he has 21 home runs, 74 RBIs, and a 306 batting average, and a .962 OPS. That's elite right there. That's, whew, I did not know it was that high. In the game itself, he has really good stats against lefties, 83 and 81 contact and power versus lefties, and it's justified. In real life, he has 7 home runs, 21 RBIs and a 381 average against lefties. He destroys them. I don't want to be John Lester facing Eugenio Suarez, but against righties, he does pretty solid. 14 home runs and a 279 batting average, so maybe the 69 contact is where it needs to be, but the 14 home runs and a 528 slugging, I definitely think that he deserves at least the power upgrade against the righties. And if we take a look at his inside edge, he does have a +7 and +7 to righties, which only gets him to an 83, so he's definitely going to have some work to do. One thing that Eugenio Suarez needs to work on is his plate discipline. He has 40-something walks to almost 80 strikeouts, so if he can work on that, you definitely might see his vision go up, because it's at a 58 right now. If you can creep into the 70s, maybe 75 overall, I think that Eugenio Suarez will go diamond as a hitter. And not to mention, he's got 75 fielding, 70 arm strength, and 45 speed, so he's really a nice third baseman to have just to plug in whenever you want, because he is a pretty solid bat. What do you guys think? Is Eugenio Suarez going to go diamond anytime soon? And guys, that is going to do it for me today. If I did miss any gold to diamond players, please let me know. Again, I didn't talk about silver to gold or bronze to silver, anything like that, but if you guys want to leave comments, go ahead and let me know. And then when we make the next roster update, we'll talk about the silvers and the bronzes and everyone like that. So guys, if you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.